And for everybody, just to make sure that everyone is aligned, especially the jury, on what we're actually going to be looking for here, these are the criteria that we're going to be looking into when we judge the companies. The business model, the business potential, the team, and the level of innovation that they've brought with them. So the way it works is that each company is going to be up here. They're going to be pitching out their hearts out for 3 minutes. Then the jury down here will have 3 minutes to ask questions. And then we'll have the next one up here right after this. This is our jury, so if I can please get the jury to stand up briefly so you can see who they are. And let's give a big round of applause to the jury. And normally, just stay for a minute. Normally, I'd actually ask the whole jury to introduce themselves, but that's probably going to take a little while. So if I can just get you to shout your name very loud, just your first name, just 3, 2, 1. All right, now we know each other. Great. Let's give another round of applause for the jury. Round of applause for the jury. Great. Obviously, this is a competition, so we have some prizes. And as I just teased a little bit before, the first prize of the competition will be a whopping 20,000 euros from the mayor of Gdansk. So that's pretty cool. Then also from Starter, you're going to have free co-working spaces for the top 3 companies. And the best Polish startup out of the ones that will be pitching for you in a minute will be sent to Copenhagen for the finals of Creative Business Cup. So that's pretty cool. Guys, all the startups over here, there's definitely something on the table. So bring out your best. And that was pretty much it from my side. And I just need to get kind of a notification that we're ready with the first startup. Looks like it. First startup we'll have up here is Descartes. And guys, this is actually the point in time where the finals will be starting. And last year we had everybody just tip in with a very warm, very big round of applause for the startup. So I think we're going to continue that this year. Descartes, where you at? We have Descartes coming up here. Where's Descartes? There we go. So ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause for the first startup, Descartes!
Hi. Who in the audience is a software developer? Raise your hands. Software developer? So software developers are a bit like rock stars. And today I want to tell you the story of Michael. Michael is a good software developer who was recently hired at a new company. So today he has the task of integrating a feature in the backend. This means reading lines and lines and lines of code he's never written himself. This will be very time consuming and search tools suck. What Michael is doing today will take more or less 1 hour for this task. This means 35 minutes will be just spent for searching for information. While Michael, in this 60% of this time, just searching for information. What Michael really needs would be like just asking somebody what his problem is and get a right answer. I am Lele, and I'm the co-founder of Descartes AI. Descartes is the coworker that knows everything about programming and your company's code, is never busy, and is always there to help. Working with Descartes is simple. You just conversate with the AI, you tell what you want to do, and the AI provides you a code snippet right away, from open sources or especially your own code. Descartes integrates with your own repository, and all the places where you're actually writing and commenting code has access to open sources and can give you information in your own context. Another example, how do I access the database? This is information inside your code and has specifically some information that Descartes can retrieve just by expressing his opinion. Descartes integrates with all sources of code as again, and connects English to the piece of code specifically. Michael will use a lot of tools. Most importantly, there is no Google search for his own code base. We're in the prototype phase right now, and we plan to release by the end of this year. Company will spend a lot of money on software productivity. With Descartes, we cut search information by half. This is simulated, for example, 12 euros for a junior developer. Seems small. This is up to 12,000 euro in a year just for one junior developer. And is your most valuable resource. Descartes is free for open source and SaaS for teams. This is the slide that I'm most caring about. We are 4, Italian, French, British, and Polish, and our 3 co-founders of software engineering experience in machine learning, natural language processing, neural networks, big data, and search algorithms. We raised in 350K to 400K within this month. And if we win the 20,000, we plan to hire a community manager to help us bring Deckard in Central Europe and in Germany. Thank you so much.
All right, big round of applause for Deckard. And now we have 3 minutes on the clock for questions. So can we shine a bit of lights on the jury so we know who's asking the question? All right, go ahead.
Hi, how did your team meet and come together?
Yeah, me and Aurel, we worked together at the previous company, and we founded a company 3-4 months ago for another project. Tom worked for 2 years with my closest friend in London, and Michael was referred by an investor, and we've been working together for 4 months. Sorry, for 4 weeks.
All right, another question? Anybody? Oh, there's one here. Mark, go ahead.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
So, how are you going to conquer the market?
Yeah.
And what's the first step? What's the first segment?
Absolutely. We have 2 components. One of them is an open component, and this has access to open sources. So what this component does, you express a request and it finds code snippets from open sources. We are developing right now the version from company to retrieve code from your own company, from all sources within company. As again, Deckard will be free for personal use and open source. And we plan to have this as our main seller. So the one that will upsell to our let's say, like our paid version.
Okay, so can you send me a link? Because I'm responsible for 350 alumni of Startup Bootcamp.
Sounds brilliant. Yeah,
and those are 350 customers for your tool.
That makes me really happy,
Yeah?
and I will send you the link as soon as possible.
All right, great. Another question? Go ahead.
Yes. So often the problem is actually not the AI sending messages, but rather understanding what a customer is trying to say, because we all express things very differently. What is your backup for that? We have one portfolio a company doing something similar, and they are at first just placing someone there. What's your solution for the understanding of the customer?
Yeah. Let's say the difference with this us and ChatShopper is that they have a very broad specific terms that user must access to. We are very specifically focusing on coding. And what we're doing is we have an expert on NLP that worked at a company that was sold to Microsoft, and he's experienced with a lot of defining the intent besides the few ways of expressing this intent. It won't be possible to find code that is not within open sources or within your code. This is not possible for a person, and it won't be possible for a machine. But the way we solve it, we get a lot of these texts and a lot of description of these texts, and it will be much easier to match it with several ways of expressing. So for the example of database is the one we're focusing for the past few weeks. How do I access the database is the intent of accessing to database. Our database is let's say, the quality of the specific of this intent.
And our time for questions sadly ran out.
I will come back to you later.
All right, great. Thank you so much. Give a big round of applause for Deckard. All right, we have the next one lined up. He's ready. He's coming up here. We have the slides ready. Oh, the clicker is actually being brought down there. Great. If you guys can come and join me up here on stage, and let's have the slides ready. Let's just see the slides are here. He's here. Let's give a big, big round of applause for the next startup, Footsteps.
Hi, I'm John, and I will tell you about the application that was born during one great journey to Budapest. We didn't prepare for this trip. We never do. We're students. So we started downloading applications at the airport in order to check which one would show us the city in the most unusual and creative way. And we couldn't find one. None of them gave us a holistic product, a route adjusted to us. None of it was like a close friend that would guide us through the city. Standard guides offer you places for everybody, which means for nobody at all. And I know not only students have this problem. That's how the idea of Footsteps was born. The idea of a mobile platform and tourist app that is based on 2 pillars. First one is personalization. Our users can define who they really are. A foodie, an artist, a party goer, a businessman, or maybe all of the above. And they get a route adjusted to their needs, adjusted to their preferences and the aim of traveling. The second pillar is route creation. We allow our users to create their own routes, and what's most important, make money on it. Make money on their passion, which is traveling. Footsteps is about the city experience, the traveling experience, not the venue experience proposed by most apps. We give you a tailor-made route, one app to manage your time. Through a number of functionalities like gamification, break for button, interactive map, we make sightseeing clever, simple, and what's most important, you don't spend a single second preparing for a trip. Our business model is based on two pillars as well. First is a partner program. We promote venues in exchange for money. Second is a B2B offer for big partners, those easily scalable like Booking.com, Aviva, but big brands as well that would like to make sponsored routes. Our team consists of 5 members. Piotr is the CEO. He manages our efforts. I'm the business developer, and behind me you see a list of deals I closed. Rado is the CTO. He owns the software house and a few startups. Piotr is our content manager. His team makes top-notch content full of audio, video, descriptions, and photos. Matt is the marketing guy, and by the stats here, you see he can make a viral. We're a member of a top Polish acceleration program, Starter Rocket. We launched an MVP in April. Just in 2 weeks, we had over 4,000 users. In 3 weeks, we launched and just for one city, Wrocław, and just for Android platform. In 3 weeks, we'll be in every city, big city in Poland. By the end of 2017, we want to be in 40 cities and have over 100,000 active users. We came here to get $500,000 zloty to spend it for future development, marketing, and content creation to make the customer satisfaction even better. After all, it's not the places that make the trip great. These are routes, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
All right, big round of applause for Footsteps. And let's have some questions lined up here. All right, we have the mic there. Who wants to go first? Yeah, go ahead.
Have you talked to any potential customers, and
Yes.
what's the feedback from them?
Well, we had tons of meetings in our hometown in Wrocław with around 30 venues, and they have the same problem. We give them the most targeted groups, tourists, for the venues. And they have a big problem because they spend a huge amounts of money on marketing, at airports, in the newspapers, and they are interested in such a product. And yes. And
When are they going to pay?
well, we thought about the 3 months of the freemium model, and after that, if we generate traffic, they will pay us money.
But have they signed agreements, or is it?
We are on the market just for 3 weeks for now. We start selling next month after we launch whole Poland, because we want to have biggest traffic to show them that we actually have traffic.
All right, another question? Anybody wants to go? Yep, go ahead.
Okay, so what is your plan for expansion? You mentioned that you want to expand to other cities, but then who would you see as your competition? How you would define your competition?
Yes. We are completely aware of our competition. Applications such as Foursquare, TripAdvisor, Tripomatic, Tripozo, they give you a venue experience. What I mean by that, you search for the venues and you still spend time searching and reading about the venues. And even if they have a route, it's just 1 or 2 routes about the historical building. It's no story attached to that. We give you a city experience. First you personalize it, you define who you are. For example, you're a businessman, sir, and you're in Berlin for full time, so you don't want to see Reichstag. We give you a route adjusted to business that you will enjoy because you want that particular route. That's the difference.
All right, time for one more.
So the issue I see with it is if I'm that person going to a new city that wants to get the best of that city, I don't necessarily want to go there to those places that are being advertised.
No.
But as I understand it, that's where you're getting your money from, so you would be advertising those, or do I understand it?
The route is not touchable. The route is the best possible experience we can give you. The places that we advertise are around the route, in the pinches. The user can go to them, but the route is not. We're not selling routes in this terms.
All right, we have 20 seconds. Mike, you had one? It's a quick one, hopefully.
How did your team come together?
Yes.
Oh, we know each other since high school. We're best friends, actually.
Aww. That's great.
Exactly.
That's great. Give a big round of applause to the team Footsteps. Okay, great. All right, next bio. Next one up here. And, all right, feel free to come and join me. And we have slides lined up. Yeah. You ready? Are you guys ready? Give a big round of applause for the next team. Next bio.
Thank you. Hi. Today, I will show you something different. In 2024, there will be 8 billion people in the world. They all need food. They all need healthy food. In the basics of food production, there is plant production. But plants are under attack of microorganisms. So we use pesticides. We use a lot of pesticides, but they are harmful for people, for animals, for insects, for bees, for birds. Today's strategy is to kill everything. I call it the blind strategy. But we have a solution. We have a huge scientific project. We are preparing the DNA-based molecular tests. Molecular tests which will be able to detect microorganisms. Why? Because they have DNA. DNA is like a fingerprint. Imagine, at the beginning of growing season, when farmers are using pesticides, they are doing it blind. We will give them eyes. We will give them eyes to choose the pathogens from list, to choose if on the field there is pathogen A, B, C, but not D. Then you can choose the right pesticides. Small amounts, directed plant protection. I call it molecular medicine of plants. Why we can do it? Because we are molecular biologists. What is more, we have a device. We have a small device which is something like a lab on chip, lab on the box. Imagine whole molecular lab in this box. It will be able to detect the pathogens on the field, direct on the field. And we have prototypes, and they are working. They are amplifying DNA. Agriculture is the world's largest business. We have only 9 months, but we have traction. We do 600 DNA molecules we are sequenced for our clients. We won first tender at the Polish university. We have also a huge client from food industry, only in 9 months. We have a great team of biotechnologists and engineers. They are preparing the product, the service. We have also existing lab, working molecular biology lab. That's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next bio. Big round of applause. And some questions? 3 minutes on the clock. Jury, go ahead.
So the market you approach is not that easy to get into. What's your go-to-market strategy, and most importantly, what is your business model? You didn't say anything about that, and we would like to know.
Yeah. My business model is 2 stages. Stage 1 is a service. We will do the genetic tests for middle farmers, for farmers with huge areas of fields, and we will give them an information based on samples which they send to us. The second stage of this project is a device. We will sell the device, and then we will sell the chemistry for this device, which will be able to detect these plant pathogens.
Okay.
Like cartridges in printers.
All right, another question. Mike.
How did your team come together?
Okay.
See a pattern.
The part of my team are scientists. Scientists from universities in Lublin, biotechnologists. Another part of team is absolvents of biotechnology in Lublin. I am the leader of a student circle, and I am choosing the best students in my university. They are very clever and talented people. So they came to my company and developing this project.
All right, another question. Go ahead.
You said that you've got the first customer. Could you
Yeah.
tell us how did it happen that you have it?
Yes, this is thanks to Lublin Technical Park, LPNT, and this is Lubella. This is Lubella. They wanted to find out which species of cereals are in the samples from contractors, and we done it.
Right.
What is your plan for next customers?
For next customers, we want to develop this equipment, but customers, we have whole genetic lab. We have equipment, and we know that we have a rare equipment, so we are doing services of sequencing DNA. In the next week, we are begin with service of sequencing DNA. This market in Poland is about 3 million zlotys. So we believe that this service will give us money for making much more innovative products, like this one.
All right, great. Thank you so much. Give a big round of applause for Next Bio.
Thank you.
All right, next one coming up. Actually, not just one, but 3. Let's see, we have the slides ready. You guys come up here. And slides will be coming up right as we speak. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause for the next startup, Reality Games.
Hello, we are Reality Games, and our story begins in early 2015 when we were chosen from over 600 startups at the Oxygen Accelerator in London. 7 investors made their investment just by seeing our PowerPoint presentation, but there was an idea inside. Idea of gamifying big data. Peter, could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Thank you, sure, I'd love to. How cool would it be if all the brands on social media suddenly became available to be purchased on a virtual stock market, where their valuations would be determined by the social engagements of users on these social networks? We think it would be really cool. We already have a prototype called Speculate. Our second game, Weather Challenge, is a weather prediction game powered by weatherchannel.com. Here our players can play against each other, they can play against the game, and most importantly, they can play against real TV weather presenters. Finally, what we like to call our MVP on steroids is our live version of our game Landlord Real Estate Tycoon. In this game, our players can virtually buy properties around them. They can build their property empires and collect virtual rent from these properties.
And guess what? This game made us a little bit of money, around $400,000 and 1.8 million of players at the moment. But how big is this market? Well, we already have over 1 billion of mobile gamers, and by the end of 2017, the market will be valued at 40 billion. We already have a team. I have 13 years of online marketing experience. Peter is a former vice president of Groupon UK. Sebastian has 12 years of game development experience as a CTO in German companies.
Thank you, Speak. Enterprises like Google, Twitter, Facebook, and even governments all over the world gather and share data through open and simple APIs. We connect these APIs to our game engine to exploit this. Our 4-year plan to become a billion-dollar company is to continue with our game production, which Peter mentioned, and to build a strong and stable foundation for our game engine. We will open our big data game engine later on to external developers to be able to gather more and valuable user data. Last but not least, we will offer this data to external businesses and multiple industries. We are hiring and looking for smart money to accelerate our growth.
All right. Thank you very much. Give a big round of applause for Reality Games. And let's have some questions. Want to go first? Yeah, go ahead.
How can you afford to pay for that massive team?
Well, we are actually generating the money from the beginning, and everything what we have achieved from Apple and from Google, we are spending on daily basis. Actually, our burn rate is 40% of what we earn.
Okay. Another question? All the way down there.
So why the hell are you looking for an investor then?
Well, we just went out from the stealth mode, and now we are preparing actually to investment which will help build our game engine, because for that we need at least 20 people.
But you're already making money.
Yes, but we would like to make more.
But an investor can also be a nuisance. I see too many startups failing because of argument with investors.
True, but the way we see our business, we need this first mover advantage. We see our game engine as being something very big. So an investment, a big capital injection today will help us get there quicker and ride this wave of big data.
And do you think on stage, like you are standing here, is the best way to do that?
Yes.
I disagree.
All right. Let's have another question.
So, congratulations on a very nice idea. One question from me. You say you are making money, you didn't say how.
Okay, this is simple. People are buying virtual stuff from our games.
So basically, for now you are doing games, and your next step is rolling on to big data to join it with gaming experience.
That's right.
Okay, thank you.
All right, another question. We have 1 minute. Jörg?
A really great idea. Thank you for the pitch. How much money are you looking for in your next financing round, and where do you want to take that company you're building? You said you want to build a billion-dollar company. What are the steps you're going to take?
Well, first of all, we need to keep producing our games. This is the first stage. At the same time, we are building the game engine, which will be a foundation for our future games. And also, we would like to invite external developers to use our game engine.
All right.
Okay, about the round. Well, we can discuss this directly after.
Okay, great. Maybe discussion going on here. Time is actually running out, so let's give a big round of applause for Reality Games. Thank you, guys. And you guys do the handover of the clicker and the microphones and everything.
Good luck.
And we'll have SaaS Manager to come up here. Let's have the slides lined up. All right, come on up here. Slides, can we get them up? There we go. All right, you ready?
Yep.
And I'm sure you guys are ready too.
Can you hear me all right?
Give a big round of applause for SaaS Manager.
Hi, I'm Greg from SaaS Manager, and I will show you how to start cloud application with as little code as it will. Our big problem is that when developers create cloud application, as much as 80% of their code does not generate additional value. Those are common and required features like user authorization, profile management, subscriptions. Those are common and required features, but they are not core of your business, and you waste thousands of dollars and months worth of money on them. There are some partial solutions on the market, but they provide you with only a piece of the functionality that you need, and as you see on the slide, it requires you to browse through pages of documentation, writing screens of code to integrate even with single one of them. With SaaS Manager, the whole code you need to start your solution with fits in a single tweet. How cool is that? SaaS Manager is not only useful for developers. It's also a great tool for the business, let's call them business guys, that configure business model with simple web application, and that business model gets then translated for your developers to feature codes and tokens that they use in their code and do their magic. There's huge market for SaaS applications. It's supposed to reach over $50 billion by 2019. There are already more than 18,000 SaaS startups registered on AngelList, and more than 1,000 business accelerators involved in SaaS in Europe alone. We base our business model on one hand on subscriptions that that are aimed at startups, and on the other hand, on full source code license aimed at enterprises and business incubators. SaaS Manager is already used in production. It's been offered with on-premise deployments, and it brought us more than $500,000 of revenue from pre-sales. We're aiming to reach $80,000 of monthly recurring revenue in 2018. There's a great team behind SaaS Manager. I, for example, built cloud and big data applications that are used by Fortune 500 companies. Those applications predict people behavior. Przemek has built an engine that served content for Le Figaro. Tomek has kind of like hobby for winning national programming contests. We're not alone. We're backed by the awesome Neoteric software house and outsourcing the work to them.
And your time is up. Let's give a big round of applause for SaaS Manager. And now we have 3 minutes for questions. Go ahead.
Hi, very nice presentation. I have one question. How do you differ from all the frameworks or blog platforms that actually can do the same?
Let's take Stormpath or Passport. We work first of all on a much higher level. We're much simpler to integrate with. You've seen the pages of code you start with compared to a tweet, and we provide you with the most difficult part of syncing business model with developers.
How much money do you save for your potential customer? And the second part of the question is, okay, let's
start with the first one. When SaaS Manager over the last 3 years was provided as on-premise deployments, that was usually 3 to 6 months of work for every single project. That's like $100,000 per project, and it would be much more if you hire guys from California.
I remember the second part. Don't your customers prefer to own all of the code themselves? As in, don't they want to have the entire IP in their hands, as opposed to depending on your software, for example, if something goes wrong?
There are two sides of the answer. First of all, at this point of all the apps being interconnected, it's pretty much impossible to only base your solution on your own code. Second part, the things that are provided by SaaS Manager are difficult to work with. They are really complicated, and developers usually hate them. They skip them for as long as they can, and then they pray that this stuff works.
How are you paying for the development for now?
For now, SaaS Manager is already funded by Ferber VC. We got Ferber VC committed to investing $250,000 into SaaS Manager. That gets us funded till the end of the year.
We have time for a quick question. Go ahead.
How did the team come together?
Yes.
There are, again, two sides to it. SaaS Manager is a spin-off from Neoteric. I know Neoteric since I was 2, basically.
That love story we'll hear about another time. Give a big round of applause for SaaS Manager.
Thanks.
All right. We have sub for nav deck. You guys ready? Coming here. And slides will be up here. See that we get them here. All right, there we go. So let's give a big round of applause. Actually, in my paper, it says sub for nav, but would you prefer navdeck or sub for nav?
Sub for nav is a company, navdeck is a product.
Thanks for clearing that up. Let's give a big round of applause for sub for nav.
Hi, Jola is CTO at Navdec. My name is Piotr. I am CEO. We met together 3 years ago at Stanford University. Since that time, we execute the same great and ambitious goal.
Our dream is an autonomous vessel, which radically improves the safety of maritime transport. Before we reach such complex goal, we solved the most difficult challenge of the autonomous vessel: how to avoid collisions.
Collisions create huge cost. There are over 2,000 vessels in collision every year. Average cost of collision is over $1 million. To solve it, we developed Navdec, which is an expert system with anti-collision component. It can be installed on new and existing vessels. It works even the other vessels are not equipped with it. We can compare Navdec with car navigation, which leads you from point A to B, but it doesn't give you a warning about approaching cars and purity. It doesn't inform you about the risk of collision and how to avoid it with optimal fuel consumption. Navdec has it all. This is why it's much more than navigation. Navdec is the only patent-pending, flexible, and certified solution amongst the competitors.
We sell our product at 2 huge markets: vessels and pleasure craft market. If we get only 5% of our first segment of market, we generate over $8 million revenue. We have 2 revenue streams: software licenses and upsales. We are a multidisciplinary team which consists of 10 persons. Navdec technology is based on doctoral thesis of Captain Piotr Wałęsa, which has 15 years experience at sea as a navigator, and on 10 years researches conducted by Professor Zbigniew Pietrzykowski from Maritime University. We have a board of advisors with international experience. Navdec has been already installed on 12 vessels from 8 different ship owners. We are in close partnership with key suppliers and key distributors in maritime sector. Navdec has received many awards. The most distinctive is European satellite navigation.
We are looking for smart money which gives us a contact in maritime sector. We need €500,000 investment which enables another €1 million grant. We have successfully completed phase 1 and apply for phase 2 in Horizon 2020 projects. Thank you very much for your attention.
All right, give it up for Navdec. Sub for Nav. So 3 minutes. Oh, sorry. And let's have a question.
Thanks for the pitch. Perfect timing.
Thank you.
Are you hardware, software, or a combination of both?
We are a software company.
But we use upsales with hardware, of course, but only like resellers.
So, yeah, we have a software, and the upsales is charts, which are based for our software.
We can also sell product as a plug-in to the existing navigation system at ships or yachts also.
Since all of the big guys are working on autonomous cars and Tesla is driving you there and back itself, what is the point on developing this technology on the sea, which is a bit easier to navigate than the streets where anything could happen?
Actually, if we compare maritime business, we are a little bit behind street business, I mean the transport, road transport. But the perspective is that in 20 years we will have an autonomous vessel. But before that, we have to equip them with anti-collision systems to avoid collisions.
Can't we just use the software from Tesla?
From Tesla is for the cars. In software from Tesla, there is not implemented the international regulation of collision at sea. Our software has all these international regulations implemented. So we know already that we are a giveaway vessel or stand-on vessel.
Go ahead.
So coming from the Netherlands, you're most welcome to join on a boat on a canal between England and Holland. I most certainly guarantee that your boat will be sunk in one day. So you're most welcome to join. So I think it's a fantastic plan, but the main challenge will be implementing it, of course, in the systems of boats. Do you have any connections with also large, not only the shipyards, but also the providers to the boats?
Yes, first of all, we even cooperate with our competitors on the International Maritime Organization level. So we cooperate with the Israeli company and the Korean company to implement so-called performance standard. So we already present the system on the IMO in London, and we expect in another 2-3 years that the performance standard will be implemented.
Can I help you with connecting with a few?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you connect me afterwards? Because I know most certainly 3 potential customers for this one.
All right, that was a great way to finish this session. Please give a big round of applause for Sub for Nav, Navjag. All right, now we're only missing the final one. So let's have the slides for V-Bionic up here. And the guy from V-Bionic too. Here's a clicker. There you go. Slides are ready. All right, last one. That means give him a gigantic round of applause. Give it up for V-Bionic!
Hello, my name is Bartek, and I started working on prosthetic hand project a year ago, collaborating with Team Exi from Japan, who open sourced the version for the adults. At V-Bionic, we want to go even further. We already have a scaled down version for kids, women, and even more advanced version for adults. But the biggest challenge is to bring the product to the market. In the United States, there is almost 500,000 people living with upper limb loss, and around 50,000 amputations every year, and around 1,500 babies are born with upper limb reduction. Extrapolating this number to the whole world, it's around 55,000 babies a year. And only a tiny fraction of all these people is able to use advanced prosthetic hand. Not to mention the military conflicts where the numbers are not clear, but according to UN, Red Cross, significant and unfortunately stable. And what's the reason for that? This is 2014 Infinity Q50, and the price for it is around 40,000. And on the left side, there is an advanced prosthetic hand, and the price for it is around 40,000. But the technology is already here. It's been running so fast that we can provide a solution that will be comparable, and it's possible that it will have more features, and we want to do it by reducing the price by up to 80%. We are looking for 200,000 pre-seed funds in order to extend our team, to accelerate our work, and to make the first copies of fully functional prototypes that we could test with people. And we put a tiny notice over the internet asking if there's somebody who'd like to take part in our tests. It was here in Poland. And suddenly, just within 2 days, we had 200 responses, and now we have a group of 20 people waiting for the tests to happen. I wouldn't call it a market demand. It's rather a human's request to solve this thing. And our prosthetic hand is meant to be reasonable in price, but at the same time, we have independent fingers movement, we have a very fast response from the body to the hand, and we have a way to sense that the hand is in a hold state. And it is lightweight comparing to the ones that are already on the market. And we really believe that there is a huge business potential in this idea, but at the same time, we can really make a big change. We can make the disabled people get more comfortable, get out and look for a job, for a friendship relationship, for a better future. And we can make it happen.
All right, thank you. Big round of applause for V-Bionic. Let's have some questions. There you go.
How did your team come together?
We're friends. I'm not sure where we met, but we're both in technology environment for a very long time, 15, 20 years. And it is true that we wanted to go out and create something that has a physical shape, and at the same time do something that is important. That was the reason why we started working on it a year ago.
Are you full-time on this project, or is it still part-time?
Since 2 months, yes, we have some private hour funds, and we just want it to happen, but we don't have any external funds at the moment.
What is your strategy to sell the product?
Well, to be honestly, we had some meetings with these people, and the strategy is to, just like I said, if we reduce the price, the people are waiting for it. That's the thing. I don't think if it will work, and it will, the people want to use it because it changes their lives. Really, it does, and we know about it already after our talks and very first initial tests, and on the feedback that we already have. That there is a big responsibility in this matter. We can't fail if we say that we will do it, because people get even more upset that again something failed and we are still stuck in the situation that we have. But yes, this is why I'm here. We want to change that.
It's great that you make this item so much more accessible to more people. How do you do this? Why is your pricing 80% lower than the competitors?
I believe there are two reasons for that. First of all, the product that is already on the market, it was designed a few years ago. I don't know how long time ago, but a few years ago. And the technology is rushing, it's running very fast. And they spend a lot of money to bring the product in the shape that it has already now. And they monetize the money they spend. And that's okay. But what we want to do it smart and use the things that's already here. The logistics is running very fast. Electronics, prototyping is running very fast. We can do that now, and we need less money for that to achieve the same goal. And the other thing is that, yes, we can use the parts that are already on the market instead of designing a new DC motor and spending a lot of money on it.
Time for a quick question.
Yes, so we analyzed a few e-health projects, and it ended up that doing market tests for validation from medical law takes like at least $1 million per country. How can you cover that before you can sell to anyone to get the papers?
5 seconds.
Yeah, that's an issue. But what we want to do it smart. So use the things that are possible, make the most what's possible, keeping the price low.
Right. And sadly, I'll have to stop you there. Let's give a big round of applause for V-Bionic. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the 7 startups. Did you like them? We need to try that one more time. Let's give a big round of applause for all the 7 startups who were just up here. Give them a big round of applause.